Cedric Darkmire. The gears hummed a lullaby, a sound as familiar to me as my own heartbeat. I, Cedric Darkmire, wasn't known for grand pronouncements or bold adventures. I was the clockmaker's apprentice, content within the precise, predictable world of cogs and springs. Old Man Hemlock, not his real name of course, but the one everyone used, had taught me everything. He believed time wasn't a river, flowing in one direction, but a vast, intricate mechanism, and I believed him. Every tick and tock reinforced that belief. Our workshop, nestled in the shadow of Ethelberg's clock tower, was my sanctuary. Order, precision, control. That was the world as it should be. We repaired the city's timepieces, ensuring the rhythm of life continued uninterrupted, a task I approached with quiet dedication. A perfect system, I thought, until the stillness was broken. The disruption arrived not with a bang, but a silence. The city's clock tower, the heart of Ethelberg, stopped. Not a gradual slowing, not a sputter, but a complete, abrupt cessation. It wasn't a mechanical failure. Old Man Hemlock confirmed that immediately. The gears were pristine, the springs intact. It was as if time itself had refused to move forward. Panic gripped the city. Without the tower's chime, people felt lost, adrift, but even more unsettling was the way things began to shift. Memories flickered, objects appeared and disappeared, and the very air felt unstable. Old Man Hemlock, usually a stoic presence, became agitated. He muttered about a temporal breach, a phenomenon he'd only read about in ancient, forbidden texts. My belief in the ordered universe, the predictable nature of time, shattered with the tower's final chime. It was no longer a mechanism, it was something broken. Hemlock directed me to the archives, a labyrinthine repository of forgotten knowledge beneath the city. He believed the key to restoring the tower lay within its dusty scrolls. The archivist, a gaunt woman named Isolde, was initially reluctant to help, warning of dangerous truths best left undisturbed. But Hemlock's insistence, and a carefully worded request, convinced her to grant me access. I spent days poring over texts detailing ancient chronomancy, theories of temporal currents, and warnings about entities that fed on fractured time. I discovered references to void stalkers, beings capable of manipulating the temporal fabric, though often at a terrible cost. Isolde, observing my research, revealed she'd encountered whispers of a void stalker operating within Ethelberg, seeking to unravel the city's timeline. The investigation led me to a hidden district, a place where time seemed to flow differently, where shadows lingered a moment too long. There, I met Silas, a former chronomancer ostracized for his unorthodox theories. Silas believed he'd found a solution, a temporal resonator, a device capable of realigning the CII, TIE's timeline. He'd constructed it in secret, using salvaged chronomantic components. He claimed it could restore the clock tower and stabilize time itself. It seemed too good to be true, and, as it turned out, it was. The resonator did indeed restart the clock tower, but its effects were wrong. Time resumed, but fractured. Moments from different eras bled into each other. Roman legionaries marching alongside Ethelberg guards, whispers of futures that might never be. The city wasn't stabilized. It was collapsing into a chaotic jumble of possibilities. Silas, distraught, confessed he'd misinterpreted the ancient texts. He'd focused on restoring time, not on repairing the breach that allowed the chaos to enter. The resonator hadn't fixed the problem, it had amplified it. The city descended into pandemonium. The temporal distortions worsened, creating pockets of frozen time and accelerating decay. People began to lose their memories, their identities dissolving into the shifting timeline. Silas, consumed by guilt, retreated into isolation. Isolde warned me to abandon the search, claiming the breach was too powerful to contain. Even Hemlock, his usual resolve shaken, suggested I focus on preserving what little stability remained. I felt lost, adrift in a sea of chaos. My belief in the order of time was shattered, replaced by a gnawing despair. I wandered the streets, witnessing the disintegration of everything I held dear. The workshop, once a sanctuary, felt like a tomb. I began to question my purpose, wondering if Hemlock's teachings were nothing more than comforting illusions. Then, amidst the chaos, I remembered something Hemlock had said, not about time as a mechanism, but about its inherent fragility. He'd spoken of temporal echoes, remnants of past events that resonated within the timeline. He believed these echoes could be manipulated, not to control time, but to guide it. It wasn't about fixing the breach, but about reinforcing the existing timeline, strengthening its foundations. The problem wasn't the lack of order, but the erosion of memory. I realized I had been trying to impose order on chaos, when I should have been focusing on preserving what already existed. The Void Stalker wasn't trying to destroy time, but to erase it, to create a void where nothing existed, and it was feeding on the fading memories of Ethelberg. I returned to the archives, not to seek a solution, but to gather memories. Isolde, witnessing my newfound purpose, helped me locate ancient texts detailing mnemonic rituals, techniques for preserving and strengthening recollections. I realized my apprenticeship hadn't just been about repairing clocks, it had been about preserving time, about anchoring moments to the present. Working with Isolde and a repentant Silas, I began a city-wide effort to collect and reinforce Ethelberg's collective memory. We held gatherings, shared stories, and created mnemonic devices, objects and rituals designed to evoke specific recollections. As the city's memory strengthened, the temporal distortions began to subside. The Void Stalker, weakened by the resurgence of collective recollection, retreated into the shadows. The clock tower, no longer a symbol of broken time, began to chime once more, its rhythm a testament to the enduring power of memory. I, Cedric Darkmire, wasn't just a clockmaker's apprentice anymore. I was a guardian of time, a weaver of memories, forever bound to the rhythm of Ethelberg.